Hello. It's been a while since we've done one of these. And this is not a regular Dam's production meeting. What I'm going to do this time is I've kind of been busy tying up projects and not updating everyone on what I've been doing. So I thought I should run through that. We've finished a few. The big ones here, what I've referred to before as the big three. Had to go get my cheat sheet. And they are projects that actually I started back when I still had my kids with me, back when they were still in school, before they grew up, had their own kids, and now they come to visit me with the grandkids. But it was a while ago. I'd finished them, sent them to some companies, got no definite they liked, but they said nothing. They weren't interested in it. A story I called The Edge. Later on in years, as I noticed, it was a little packed full of concepts all at once, and they clouded each other. So I then cut them into 4 separate storylines that we're kind of working our way through here, or I should say 3, the big 3. And in that, I've been going through and putting those to a video through, basically through images, through comic, almost like showing a comic book. Then we just went ahead and add the voices. If any of these stories you guys read and were interested to, or go back and find an interest in them, comment, let me know, and I may pick them up again later. Some of them do have a continuation after this point, and we'll address that here. Now, what we got is, for starters, recently, kind of off the big 3, finished one called Endgames. We're still working on Endgames is our newest project. One we've just kind of entered. We got 2 episodes done. We have 3 more to finish on that. Maybe more if it takes more to finish it. This was using a pencil test style of animation, old poser style. But it gave us something different to explore. That's the idea here, is we take an idea I've already had, worked out, and just apply them to a different style to tell the story in an unexpected way. That's the best way I'm going to learn on this. And that's why I do it, and hopefully someone else can find other things they enjoy from watching in it. Now, the reason I bring this up is Endgames actually ties into one of these other ones which we finished called Madhouse. In Madhouse, a certain character who comes in all burnt up, and he's in a tube being regenerated, is in a dream state. That dream state is the Endgame story. Not really made clear at the time, and unless you see this, you probably may never get the connection. But the Endgame's black and white series, 5 to 6 episodes, is a dream state of a man inside the asylum. Now, other ones that were finished was Law. This one was a futuristic police officer, captain known as Voltaire, and his story kind of gave it how law enforcement would have to change in the future concepts. But the people doing it wouldn't change as quick. So everyday issues, the dramas of everyday life, become actually accentuated and become worse by the technological issue unless we are ready for it. That's what I wanted to address in that one. That was called Law. We finished that one. Now the third one, we're just entering into the final pieces. We've shown some of it on here, called Evil DB, Evil Delivery Boy. That's just to show the furthest depth, the darkest side of this universe I was creating. A serial killer. And how the ultimate human, hate to say serial killers would be in a world of, Hunger Games. The serial killer versus the upcoming meta-human coming along. I like the comic book. That's what originally I wanted to do, is comic books. But I was doing grittier stuff. Well, back before they kind of did, but I didn't have the ability to get to the right people, I guess. Doesn't matter. I enjoyed what people did. But now I'm getting my chance to show my stuff. That's what I'm doing. So we have that. Oh, that's right. I wanted to do how, if you go to the old pages here on Dam Studio, you will find Edge. That is the original story as I put it out for a while. Before I took this big, thick story and I chopped it into three separate films. Each one about an hour. So I was really compacting it before, because in that same amount of stuff, and really we don't have any room except for dialogue in those. So if you had all the effects, everything, the whole thing would have been way too much. So that would have been one of the reasons why I didn't get any work. Because that was just too busy. It was work to go through, and that's not what people want to do. When I was younger, I probably didn't understand that fully. I'm actually pretty sure I didn't. I was an overachiever a lot, so as well as being a destroyer, but that's just beside the point. Now, as this universe, as I cut it apart into different things, some things didn't fit. There'll be a series later on, after the completion of the Evil DB, which will be picking up maybe a little break in between, but what it will be is parts of stories that didn't fit when I cut them apart, or became confusing in the state, I will be pacing into their own pieces, which will kind of like, after the three are done, this will re-accentuate a certain part of the stories that will be carried on. Those then, when that's done, will be carried on in one, which is all known as Church of Divine Harmony, or Divine Purity. It's going to explore the religious angle in this future world. All twistedly based upon a world I kind of saw coming. Not that it has, but it's what I believed at the time when I was younger. In some places I found I was right. Other places I was even off the mark on my most wildest insanities. So, I thought I was screwed up. Reality proved me wrong. So we got all those done, and the Taboo is the newest one we completed recently. Taboo actually ties all the way back to the origin of Madhouse. For the voice you're hearing in that is the voice of Taboo, an angel that later gets trapped in the bottom of Madhouse. And the experimentations are done, which leads to some of the craziness above. So, there we go. I updated you on some of the insanities of my storylines I'd created, what had been done, and where they're going. Thought I should do that. Next time we'll have more on actual new projects we're doing, and new things I'm doing with, outside of the studio, which I'll bring back to the studio, of course. So, have a good evening, and we'll see you later.